Oh, well, welcome to NoChaNoMa, Simon's living room. The sound was a bit faint. One day I will get this correct. Yes, let's just start this going. You'll be aware of what this is all about. If I get the other audio to work. There we go, groovy. Welcome to NoChaNoMa, Simon's living room. Hello, Peppo. Anybody else? Night Rider's Girl, you made it. Hey. Nice to see you. Nice to see you this morning as well. I woke up late and missed the first hour of Eyes Munches, but she went on for 2 hours making soggy dumplings, which then turned out nice. But good to see you there. That was my little intro before. I quite got attached to that because I spent a lot of time making it. Obviously didn't work quite how I expected, as usual. And what have we got going on here? All of us older members, practically all my viewers are older members, will recognize the sort of thing going on behind me here. 1960s psychedelic oil slides going on. And that is largely to do with what I'm hoping to do now, which if I go to stop screen, okay, that's not stopped. Go to share screen. Share screen. I want to share. I want to share the audio. I want to share this. I want to go. Oh no, where's it gone? Chrome tab. Chrome tab. That's it. Chrome tab. Soft machine. There we go. Share. Oh, yep. And go there and do me. There and go here and press play. And hopefully you can hear that. It could be quite loud. I don't know. If it's faint or loud, just let me know. I just thought I'd start the show differently. I mean, I did it again because I'm doing the show again on my own again, but with you guys, obviously, here. I may get copyright struck for this, but who cares? Can you hear the music? You can hear something.
My mask is my master. The trumpeter weeps, but his voice is so weak as he speaks from his sleep.
Faintly. Must be some kind of issue. A snare drum. Oh, well, it's not working. I'm not quite sure what. Are you hearing anything now? Perhaps it's just coming through my microphone. I don't know. Oh, well. It was supposed to be some groovy 1960s psychedelic rock from Canterbury. Oh, well. It was a song by the Soft Machine from 1968 called Why Are We Sleeping? Indeed, why are we sleeping? I shall stop the screen because it's faintly. It did say share audio, but never mind. You can hear it through my microphone. There we go. There we are. That's the best I can do. Which is not saying much. I shall stop it now. Okay, now I've got to stop stop that. Oh dear. Oh well. Anyway, how are you all? Here it's unseemly warm for the 20th of February. It's going to be about 20 degrees today. I did hear in California that it was quite cold. Somebody in Eyes Munch's comments this morning said it was 11 degrees and they were possibly considering putting a sweater on. Whereas here in the lowlands, as Peppo will attest, it is very sunny and warm, which is very unusual. And as I said to Peppo in the comments and also in the in the spiel that went with the advert that I may actually just join myself, as it were, and pop out and take you outside and show you the weather, just for a bit of variety. A good try, yes, it was a good try. But yes, I did it again. This is what happens when you look for guests and can't find them. There are some potential guests that I've got my eye on, as it were. It's just a question of. I did message one of them asking if they're, but a Japanese YouTuber, young lady, but she hasn't seen the message, and perhaps you will be a bit shy. I don't know. A week ago today, it was very different. Yes, a week ago today, it was brass monkeys and balls falling off and that sort of thing. Yes. Yes, it was out here. It was like several inches of snow and ice. Drew is a Japanese YouTuber. No, I didn't. And he's not a young lady. Drew has been on this show a couple of years ago. We drank. I seem to remember we had a drinking game of some description, and then I was on his show, which was a disaster because of OBS and something didn't work. So we did his show on my show. Three people. I'm not alone. That's good. Not entirely. I may have to get rid of the jacket because it is very warm. Just tell me if you're feeling dizzy from the background here. I get down to 11 at night. That's probably why, yes, that person was saying they needed to put a sweater on, because it was night there, wasn't it, when Eyes Munchies was on. That was quite interesting this morning. I didn't realise that Cooking with I, it's just like going off on a tangent here, which I'd subscribed to years ago, and I've been persistently trying to contact I since then, was actually managed by the television company she was working for. That explains a lot. She did appear also, if anybody knows it, Japanese Pod 101, which is some kind of like language learning thing. And she did even appear on that a couple of times, which is quite curious. I could ask him again. Yes, I suppose I could. Yes. Don't know, a little signal keeps popping up here. I'm not quite sure what it means. It's sort of like a showing the stream strength. Perhaps I'm fading in and out. Really cold yes. It's a bit like it being like tropical weather here in the summer. It's something you'd never normally expect to experience in your lifetime. When I came to Belgium, I just imagined it would be sort of like a southern version of what does that mean? Does it mean the signal? Connection is fairly good. If you're on Wi-Fi, try plugging your router. I'm not on Wi-Fi. Am I on Wi-Fi? Have I suddenly gone onto Wi-Fi? Hang on, I better just check my. No, I'm on wired internet. Oh, anyway, yes. So I thought Belgium would just be a southern version of England, and it turned out not to be. It turned out to be subtropical. I'm going to change this background now. It's within my powers. I'll go to that music you heard, or faintly heard, and the music that I used in. What do I do here? Yes, I press play, and And this is Canterbury, by the way, in England, and the music came from a band called the Soft Machine, who in the 60s were part of what was called the Canterbury scene, which is sort of southeast England. It was all very sort of hippie-ish and psychedelic, which you wouldn't expect really from somewhere looking like this. Hang on, I'll just move myself to the right there so you can see. I think I went once to Canterbury, just briefly. It's very nice. Kent, Garden of England. I was looking for videos for scenery in Kent, but this was the best I could do. So it's not Japan today, it's Canterbury. Yes, it's freezing in Texas. Let's go to Mexico. What am I having for lunch today? I had it. I had some nuts and a cup of coffee. I'm trying to cut down. I was reading on I've been trying to check my BMI, and my BMI is normal, but it's on the high side, getting towards the high side. So I asked Google how many slices of bread is a middle-aged man allowed a day. And I was going slightly over the mark with that, so I decided to cut back. I cut out my marmalade sandwiches this morning. I cut them out, and I shall just be having sandwiches tonight, and add a few nuts for protein. Hey, Jazz Samurai, you're late. Well, I mean, it's basically you could come in at any time on this show, and it would be more or less the same. From start to finish, from week to week, you'll be all right. Just remember, just imagine all the previous times you've been on the show, and that's more or less what it's like. Don't ask Google. Well, I mean, yes. Yes, I'm trying to maintain my weight and reduce my tummy, but that's reducing my tummy requires more effort. Yes, certainly at our age, audience. Yes. and watching Eyes Munches this morning, I mean, she always fries stuff up. So I just have to have a word with her. It's like, it's no good. And the book Obesity Code, it changed your life. It's like, what's that? Like the Da Vinci Code, but for fat people. I don't know what happened there. Is there a film about it? Can I eat? I can eat a maximum of 8 slices of bread a day, and I was eating 12. Yes, I shall have to Google that, the obesity code. Oh, by the way, Jazz Samuel, we're in Canterbury, one of the places perhaps you never lived. I never lived. I don't look overweight. No, I'm relatively skinny. I'm sort of skinny face, skinny neck, skinny shoulders, skinny arms, skinny chest, skinny legs, skinny feet, and then there's this like little pot belly halfway down that needs to be skinny, and it's not. I mean, I don't go overboard one way or the other in all walks, in all manners. Some may dispute that. I don't know, but yes, moderation. Is moderation the key to defeating obesity? I don't know. Ah, 1989. I'm trying to think when I was there. It could have been it was sometime in the 1990s, I think. I think when I was, before I was married, but when I was together with my ex before we got married, we often sort of went on tours around England, and I think Canterbury was one of the places. Must have been, yes, it must have been in the sort of mid 90s then. I think we were camping in Kent, or yes, we went camping in southern England. We went to places like the Cotswolds and Devon and Sussex and Surrey and all those sort of places, and started off kind of like in Kent. Moderation is the key to many things. Yes. So I may moderately have a glass of wine. I have on my first, perhaps possibly later on, the second glass of wine today. So it's about that time. Today on the show, I'm drinking Cuvée Plaisir, which Chateau Sivrac-Lagrange. There we are. I've just murdered the French language. It's a Merlot Cabernet Sauvignon, but it tastes quite spicy, really. From 2016, so it's probably been on the shelf at the supermarket since then, which is why it's probably turned to brandy or something. I had that happen to me last week with a bottle I bought. I'd bought a bottle the week before and thought, oh, this is very nice, which was from 2009. And I bought one the following week. I'll get that again. And it was, curiously, the last bottle on the shelf of that brand. So I didn't think too much about it until I got it home and opened it, and it had gone from a sort of a rich dark color to a sort of like slightly clearer color, and tasted slightly more ethanol-y. I drank it though. Spent money on it. Oh, here we are. Yes, I remember now. It's a video about cathedrals and whatnot. So it's not Canterbury per se. It's the religious architecture. Oh well. Do your research better, Simon, before you assault people's eyes with. Cheers. Oh. So how have you all been? What have you been up to? Anne, I know that you were up watching with me this morning, Night Riders Gal, but what's the situation there? Yes, and Phil, you must have been up quite close to where the earthquake happened last Saturday. Did you sort of notice any sort of great tribulations and shaking? My friend in the west of Tokyo, apparently, obviously Tokyo didn't get the worst of it, but she said she was spending a lot of time clearing up. Just waiting to get your vaccine right now. Oh, yes, it was just after the show. Earthquake, yes. You're waiting to get your vaccine right now. So, actually, as in right now, you're in there, sat there with your headphones on, waiting to get the jab, or it's because it must be very early. All right, it smashed your kitchen. So that would explain, yes, why my friend in Turkey perhaps had to clear a lot of stuff up. He spent a week clearing stuff up, so or possibly with also his family and friends. Yeah, vaccines here. I keep seeing signs posted up in the town with a big arrow saying vaccination centre, but it hasn't got to the stage yet where people under 80 who are not in a retirement home are giving any vaccines or priority or anything like that. So I'm still waiting for the call. Whereas in England, both my parents, who are pushing 80 and above 80, have both been immunized, and my sister also, and like millions and millions of people are already getting immunized. Yes, Tokyo had it mildly. It was quite serious. That's why I was wondering. Not right now. In general, it's on the cards. I see. Yes, I was going to say, sort of, you got the call in the middle of the night. You have to come now and get your jab. Yes, I was going to say. I mean, it struck me as rather unlikely that you'll be in a vaccination centre at 4:00 in the morning. You never know. Oh, I think I remember that gate. Flying dishes. I've only experienced an earthquake once in Tokyo. Oh, hang on. Who's this? Oh, it's my son. Hang on. Hello, yeah? Yep. What's... Hmm. Ah, what time? Oh, okay. Right. Yes, I'll maybe, yeah. No, I've got an appointment this afternoon. So, yeah. Okay. All right. Right. Well, yeah. If I can, I will try and come along. But right. Uh huh. All right. So Nick could come here with Mum's car then. Okay. Well, I phoned him this morning, and he said just to come and pick him up at the usual time. So okay. Right. It depends on my appointment. So okay. Right. I'll contact him later and find out what's happening. Yeah. No. But later, with the usual time. Okay. Right. I'm just in the middle of my show at the moment, so everybody's hearing this. Okay. Right. Right. I'll contact Nick later then. Right. Thanks. Bye bye. Just domestic. Oh yes. Sorry about that. That was my oldest son telling me that if I wanted to go and see my younger son's potential new car, I should contact him, and because the sort of my ex and sort of my older son are going to go and have a look at this car. Um, so I may go and have a look at this car as well. It's his first car, and it costs quite a lot of money, and it's quite powerful, and be quite interesting to have a look at it actually. But sorry about that. Yes, sort of like fourth wall got broken, and got a bit of domestic going on there. It may appear on Instagram if I get to see the car. You never know. 200 horsepower it's got. Oh God, he can drive quite well. That's what I keep telling myself. It's second hand, yes, but it's a GT, and it's sort of in very good condition. I spoke to him this morning, and his best friend from work is a sort of car aficionado who knows all the ins and outs and what to look for. And he said it's a good car. You know, no problems. It's a newer used car, 2013, I think it. So it's not brand spanking new, and not as old as my old pile of bolts. It's Peugeot 208. Yes, Peugeot 208 GT. Well, there you go. A bit of excitement there. So what? Yes. I was talking about the earthquake. Yes, I experienced one earthquake in Turkey. It must have been about in intensity 2 or something like that. Because I just thought the person above me I was staying in a hostel, was doing something that sort of private. Because the sort of the little cubicle started to make rocking and squeaking noises. Yes, there's not a great deal of Peugeots in Japan. I mean, they have Japanese cars which are much better quality. My youngest son, did consider at one point getting a Japanese car, but he has a sort of like a thing about Peugeots. Oh yeah, a 6.3 earthquake in California. That must have been pretty scary. I've just seen that Night Rider's Girl. Yes. Yes, I mean, just getting a bit carish. Peugeots are not high on the list of sort of cars that are reliable, which is why I was concerned when he went to go for it. Certainly mine isn't. But they're generally speaking, okay. Right, I think I might go back to my living room. Or does anybody want to stay in Canterbury? I wait for call from the audience. It looks very nice in Canterbury, actually. I have to admit. Completely different kind of vibe to the north of England, where I'm from. Looks like quite similar to Stratford, where one of my friends lives. Shakespeare country, with all these like stepped gable like buildings. Very nice. Let's go back to the living room. Okay, we'll go back to the living room. We'll go back to the living room. There we are. Oh, I've gone a kind of like a pink color. Hang on. Let's adjust the properties. It says perhaps if I boost the light, I'll be less pink. Slightly less pink. There we are. I've been also investigating, just to sort of bore you more with my YouTube interest. Getting I have this camera, which I used to use for YouTubing. Little full H. I got it because it was full HD, one of the first full HD video cameras, and I made my first videos in that way back in 2012. And then, after a while, I stopped and started doing live streams more than making videos. And so it just kind of sat there and got occasionally used for holiday photos and films and whatnot. And I've been reading up about how to turn it into a webcam. At one point, I did think about a few years ago, but there was no direct way to do it. And now I found there's a way to do it, but it will cost me 132 euros, which is well over 10,000 yen, and or about $150 for a little like device that plugs into your device about the size of a USB stick that plugs into your computer, and you can then connect your camera to it, and it turns it into a webcam. And I've been umming and ahhing about it. I've been given present money from my sons, and I've got present money from my parents. So financially, it's not a great step to do it. But I was hoping that it would give me better results than, I would have more control over whether I looked pink or not. I've tried it, connecting it to the TV, and it does seem to do that. It does seem to have more stable white balance than this webcam. But it doesn't give me the depth of field that I'm looking for. It does have an HDMI output, yeah, but the HDMI output needs to go to USB and then into the computer. Sort of, the computer can't read the HDMI output directly. You can, you can put it into your TV and have it on screen HDMI, but put it into your computer and have your computer make it into a signal. It doesn't work. It has to go into USB apparently and be converted. And you have to buy this little. You can get cheap ones for about $20. And I'm quite tempted maybe to try that, just to have a go. But about what I was saying, that the lens, because it's just a basic camcorder, very like not particularly expensive. It doesn't have a fantastic sensor or big lens. You need a big lens. So I've been looking at various streamers, and they're all using digital single reflex cameras, blah blah blah. And I thought, oh, I'll get one of those. And then I looked at the price, and your cheapest second-hand digital single reflex camera that could do continuous sort of live video costs about 600 euros. Bugger that! I'm not paying that just to make myself look nice. You bought a capture card for 622 yen. That'll be one of those cheapo things. Sorry, I mean, budget, good quality. How do I get myself out of this? Reasonable quality, functional HDMI capture cards. Yes, what I might try myself, just to see if it will work and make me not look pink. It does 1080p and looks good. Then I may go ahead and try that next week, perhaps. Oh, you got a 4K camera. That a 4K camcorder. I mean, I'd love a DSLR to get that sort of with the nice lenses and all the, and have a high quality visuals and average quality content. Oh dear. Yes, if only I could pay 600 euros and improve the quality of the content, that would be good. That is partly my dilemma. I perhaps should go out and start making more YouTube videos, see whether that works. A YNH, that's one of those generic Japanese. Yes, I've looked up on websites. Every capture card looks identical. It's just got a different manufacturer's name. It's a different factory in China churning them out. I remember photography. I remember being in a dark room even and developing photographs. Those were the days. I used to work as a volunteer in a print workshop, so I would develop photographs in the dark room and make lithographic prints out of them. It's a DSLR. Oh, right. So you have got a 4K DSLR. So next Jazz Samurai live stream, or the first Jazz Samurai live stream, you will have this wonderful sort of bokeh background. You've got to get your lighting right, Phil, as well. Apparently, you've got to have like RGB lights going on in the background, and a fill light and a highlight light. I have a mirrored single lens reflex camera, but it's all metal, Russian and mechanical, so I couldn't really use that. Yes, light. Today it's our favorite source of light, otherwise known as the sun, that's doing the job for me, and my LED light that I have standing here is unneeded. Yeah, I can take my camera. I can take my camera down to f 2.0 or something like that, or even slightly lower. But then I'm in total darkness, sun or no sun. And the little LED light, I tried it. I've fiddled about with it, as you do. But it's yes, it's not the best camera for getting those streamer effects. I've seen so many streamer videos, how to do this, how to do that, and then realized that I don't have the budget. And as I say, it's it's not necessarily the visual quality that is essential. This is going to be one of those live streams. This is what Eric Surf 6 said. So that once it's been watched once, by those of you who are watching later, hello, it never gets seen again. So a Nikon F3, I remember those when I was at art college. Yes, we were given those kind of cameras. I mean, not to keep, but if you didn't have one, you could just go and borrow a camera and from the sort of like the store and go out and take your photographs, and then go into the darkroom and develop them. I never actually developed color photographs though. I think we always just like gave the film canister to the technician and said, "Can you develop those for us, please?" And slides, yes. At one point we were doing because it changed from fine art film and video to fine art time-based media. About the second year, that's what it changed into, and the performance artist that we had got us doing slides, and we had to do a slideshow with like multiple slide projectors on top of each other, and you had to sort of coordinate them. It was all very analog and complicated. Very, very sort of 1970s as well. I mean, who goes to a gallery and watches slideshows these days? Yes, the redundancy of technology. I can remember getting onto the art course largely due to the fact that I was interested in computer graphics, and I was doing a basic foundation course in art, but I expressed an interest in computer graphics, which in 1984 consisted of sort of wireframe stick figures and squares that moved across the screen. and they had a very basic oh god, I can't remember what system they acquired it. They were very proud of it, this college, that they'd got it, where you could draw on the screen with a pen. I mean, like a light pen, and make sort of graphics and all that kind of stuff, and tie that into your videos and so on. But nothing ever came of that on the course itself. There was never no computers were utilized whatsoever in the 3 years that I did my degree. It was all video and film and a bit of photography and some performance art. And it's all languishing now in a box somewhere in the house on tape, if it's not all deteriorated. I mean, I have the potential. We have the technology to go out and make art videos again. I don't know. Should I make art videos for YouTube? Yes. Yes, the technology goes so fast. Oh, what happened there? Darkness. I'm quite sure what happened there. I should be making art videos. Yeah, free art videos on YouTube. That's possibly an idea. Properties. Sun's gone behind a cloud. There we go. It'll come out again in a minute, and I shall be bleached. Votes in comments, please. Should Simon NoChaNoMa make an art video? Give me something to do. I have to think about that. I've got my tripod. I've got my camera. Have I got that? Is the SD card still in? No, it isn't. Have I got it? I've got a box full of SD cards here. I don't know remember what I did with it. 80 megabytes. Ultima. 16 gigabytes. Hang on. See what's on this. How much have I got left? Play. Oh, I've got plenty of space, I think, to record. Oh, this brings back memories. Art video. Oh, I can't see it. I switched. I've been fiddling around with it, so the display goes off after like 5 seconds. But I think I've got enough left on that. There you are. You may or may not see an art video emerge on my channel, possibly on my old channel. You're all watching now on the live stream channel, and I shall keep it for that because it's StreamYard wants it. So if I do art videos, they may appear on my other channel, and hopefully you'll subscribe to that as well. I've been recently sort of bleeding subscribers from my old channel, and I couldn't figure out why. I was gaining ones. Some Japanese YouTubers that I'd sort of commented on and so on. They said they'd subscribed, and they did. And then my numbers went down again. And then I checked my other channel, the Three Old Dudes channel, and that appears to be losing subscribers quite frequently, largely because of people on it are no longer active. So I'm reassured myself that I was not doing the wrong thing and driving people away. It was just inactive channels that were disappearing. Artsy fartsy videos, yes. I haven't made an artsy fartsy video for 30 years. Yes, I did have 70 a week ago. That's what's puzzling me. I think somebody sort of joined, subscribed, watched, and then unsubscribed. So I've got to be careful. I have to win hearts and minds somehow. People watching after the event, how do I win hearts and minds? Please leave a comment in comments. Not on the live, but on comments on the watched video. That doesn't often happen, actually. Yes, when I was talking with Eric a couple of weeks ago, what you have to do, you have to sort of make sure you've got keywords in your description, and there should be a minimum of a paragraph, blah, blah, blah. You've got to have hashtags, da, da, da. The unsubscriber, yeah. Having guests on would probably boost things. I shall try and do my best to get a guest for next week, or at least contact people that I've potentially think will be good guests. Oh, it's what I was going to do, wasn't it? Yes, I nearly forgot. I might just take you out for a wander for the last 15 minutes. 15 minutes is enough around my neighborhood. There's not a great deal to see. This is like a 15th century or 17th century moated house, which you can't go into, but you can go to the gate of. Let's see if I turn this on. Okay, there we're on. Woo-hoo. I may just disappear from here. I go here. Am I still? Go to the messenger. Just me. Click on that. Open in Chrome. You're entering a broadcast studio. You could experience feedback any second. Is the microphone working? Yes, it's working. I want the camera, the face the other way. Yeah, camera. Facing back. Facing front. Okay. Get rid of settings. Right, you'll see the magic of the green screen disappear. I'm going to go outside, take you with me. Enter the broadcast studio. Join myself to the screen. Ooh. Right, and I take this off. Come with me. Oh. Excuse my duvet, which is my sound. Food, pets, boobs. What about petrol? All right. Ignore my washing, drying rack. I said he would do this, so I'm going to do it. I will need my keys, otherwise I'll lock myself out. Right, it's a very sunny day outside. So let me just show you. Okay, just going to take a quick walk to the moated house. Food, pets, boobs gives me subscribers. I don't have any of those, and nobody wants to see my boobs. That's for sure. So this is Flanders, Belgium, on a sunny 20th of February. Sounded like the door of a vault. Yes, I live in a vault. I should show you where we're going. We're going down there. These streets were built in the 1920s and 30s. You can tell from the architecture. Some of the architecture. Oh, yes, I've just switched over to the data now. Move close to the router if you're on Wi-Fi. No, I'm not on Wi-Fi. I'm on 4G. Breaking up. Am I back again? Yes, we did switch. I went out of the the range of my. Oh, I lost somebody. I'm sorry. And I'm back. Yes. When it switches over to data, that happens. As I was just saying, I just moved out of the range of my router. Luckily, there's not a lot of people around, so that I don't think there's that idiot wandering about talking to himself. If only they knew that I'm talking to people in Japan and Holland and California. If you're back, if you're still with us, Night Rider's Gal. So here we are. This is the way to the moated house. It's got a rather nice entrance gate. It's private property, so you can't go in and wander around. But on maps of the area from that period, there's no houses here, obviously. It's all fields and orchards and trees. And you have this walled and moated house, which has changed slightly over the centuries. And now appears to be having a further change with a septic tank being put in. This is new. I never noticed this before. Seems to be big works going on there. Now it's just a very sort of straight-laced looking building. It has nice sort of outbuildings here with, and it's quite nice to have that kind of thing. The weather, it is rather amazing weather. I mean, for February, I mean, considering that last week it was like ice and snow and minus 13 at night. So it's rather nice. There's what appears to be some kind of willow tree here. I've used this location in making Halloween videos. I think that the house originally dates to the 16th century, but this is like an 18th century facade that it has. Never been in because it's private, but there's where that car's parked, there's supposed to be a little moat around it. I'll take you down. It looks like I'm walking down there. But the rest of the street, can you see it's like a very long street of identical terraced houses built in the 1920s. You're probably getting wind noise now, sorry. The breeze. But this is known as Toad Pond Drive. Padderskort Dreef. People will understand what Padderskort Dreef is. But, you're going out after the stream. I have to phone my youngest son. Like I said on the stream, I'm going to have to phone my youngest son and find out. But I've hopefully a meeting, a video chat meeting with my friend in Tokyo after this at some point. So that all depends whether that goes ahead and what time that goes ahead before I can go to see my son. So that was basically it. That's my neighbourhood. Going back towards my house and then the lovely railway line over there. I said, a walk into town would have taken too long. You just walk along the railway embankment at the end of town. Traffic noise. But it's a little maze of streets around here. I may end up switching back. I may sort of disappear for a second as my router kicks in, as I get back to the house. But next week, if I don't manage to find a guest, I may attempt to do another outdoor live stream. It will be not 720p. For some reason, it doesn't do that when I'm doing an outdoor stream. But if the weather remains like this, or at least close to this, it may be nice to go out. I remember last year I went to cherry blossom viewing in an arboretum. I may do that if it's open. Yes, so the buildings have a certain charm. This is my landlord's building, by the way. It's a very sort of 1930s Art Deco-ish thing, but it's also has a sort of a workshop in it that my landlord's wife runs. Very handy having your landlord just live across from you. And that's that sort of curious-looking building above the railway line. That's a building works office. It's very mundane. And my main street is actually sort of a collection of houses from the 30s to the 50s. can see sort of Art Deco style and lots of people. Sorry. I must have cut out and come back in again. Yeah, I'm going back into the vault. My hair. Very continental sounding apartment. My door will knock. Right, back upstairs. You're breaking up, yes, I know. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed that. I almost forgot that I was going to take you outside with me. So for all of those of you watching afterwards, you now know where I live. There could be feedback. So, okay, and remove this. Okay, if I do that, and that, and that. Right, I'm off there. I'm back on. Oh, my wine. Luckily, the cork was in. Oh, it's good to be corked. Oh, hang on. Manicam. You're back. I'm back. Oh, something like that. You were going to say something. Chroma key. There we are. Chroma key. Properties. Oh, yes, I'm a bit too bright there. Back down to normal. Okay. StreamYard has free option. This is the free option. It does what it does. For the moment, it's free. I mean, for the past couple of years, it's been free. And this is what you get. You get the ability to have up to 10 guests. I wish. You can fiddle around with your screen, making double screens and whatnot, and how many guests you have. You can add. You can fail to add screen share with audio. And you can see comments. That's the main reason I did it was to get guests and to be able to see their comments, which you could do if you have more than 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, but I didn't, and so I had to go with this. Yes, so it's free, and it doesn't use CPU very much because it's browser based. So your computer doesn't have to be sort of high spec and all that business. The one thing I will say, Phil, that if you do go with StreamYard, free or not, they want complete access to your YouTube library and videos and control over that, blah, blah, blah. And so you have to think carefully. If you want to hand over your channel, as it were, to StreamYard, then go ahead. I made a separate channel on a different Google account that was not connected to any of my other accounts. So in that way, they have access to all my live stream recordings, blah, blah, but nothing else. And no access to anything metadata from Google. I mean, it's their bread and butter, sort of selling on third parties and blah, blah. And that's what makes it free. For their paid subscription thing, it was something like $200 a year or something like that, and you just get a few extra bits and pieces, I think. Yeah, streaming with a guest with OBS, you have to go through hoops and connect Skype and or that kind of thing, and go into the settings and blah. This you just send the person a link, which is what you used to do in the old days with Google Hangouts, and boom, they're in, no problem. But with OBS, it's yes. Talk to Radri. If you ever sort of, he could tell you how to do that with OBS. He uses that and has guests, but it's a bit of a fiddle. Right, I'll just turn this gimbal off. Well, there you go. We had some springtime fun outside. I managed to talk my way through an hour without pausing too much. I always amaze myself that I managed to do that. And hopefully not bore the pants off you or viewers after the event. You can fast forward on the replay. That's one of the good advantages, you know. I don't know that there are any highlights. Whether it was just timestamp highlights, if there's such a thing as highlights on this show. I don't know. Is Simon NoChaNoMa, a stream of consciousness rabbiting on? And next week could be the same, or I could be outside next week if it's nice weather like this. I shall not promise anything, but maybe if I can't find a guest, I'll just for a bit of variety and not constantly with this green screen in the back. I may go out somewhere. Now my car has been fixed now, although I have to have the tires balanced again. You're going out for some vitamin D. Yes, that will be a good idea. I mean, I'm out at work every day, but I'm completely covered with a hat and everything, so I don't get too much vitamin D. But anyway, if that was the show, you've had it. You enjoyed the stream. Oh, well, I'm glad, Night Rider's Girl. I'm glad. So next week I may walk around somewhere else, and rather than just sit here in my room, and hopefully you'll join me again next week, all of you, and others too. Perhaps it would be nice to see you. Those who watch on the replay and who might have missed coming in. I have spammed you all. I'll spammed most of you, and maybe you do watch it for a few minutes. If so, leave a comment. Suggest if like I said earlier in the stream, anybody who watches after the event, please leave a comment in comments about whether I should do art videos. You never know. I may take you up on that. Okay. Well, I'm now going to sort of investigate about my son and my friend in Tokyo and everything. Englandese. Oh, there you are, right at the end. I'm terribly sorry. Or have you been lurking? You missed me going outside, a rare opportunity, and a walk around my neighborhood. Oh yes, I mean yes, you don't go out because of COVID and everything. Yes, yeah, a bit late, old chap. Yeah, I'm just rounding up. You'll have to go back to the replay and see all the excitement and the failed music at the start again. Okay, so hello Englandese, and goodbye Englandese. Bye Night Rider's Girl. Bye Phil. Bye Peppo. Thank you very much for keeping me company. I do appreciate it. And all those who watch after the event, thank you for watching after the event, and hopefully might perhaps see you next week on the live stream, and it could be outside. So I'd like to say thank you all again, and see you next week. Bye for now, everyone. Yeah, I'll message you Englandese. Okay, see ya.